Hello, I am Lizzy with Long Distance Gamers. We are a group of friends who play games remotely due to us living in different states. Today I am talking about Snowtails. What do I think about it? And more importantly, how do we play it remotely? Now before I get started, there are two different sides. The side running a game, they for sure have a copy, and they play the game mostly like normal. The remote side may or may not have a copy of the game. We will be going over how the remote side sets up and how the remote side responds to the game. This is Snowtails set up for remote play. My table is not big enough to fit it all, so I put it on, and then once we clear this path of it, I would go ahead and remove these, bring this down, and then be able to put the rest of the race in. However, due to limited spacing, I cannot have it fully set up. If you are the side running the game and your side has a copy, I would go ahead and set them up like I have Brooksby. I have 2 of every number except for the 3, as the 3 is pre-printed on the board. Kitty does not have a copy, so I would just have her deck shuffled as well as my deck. Before we get started, we determine first player, which Brooksy will go ahead and be first, and he will just say what number he is starting at. So he will do number 2. I'll go ahead and go number 3. And Kitty will go ahead and go number 4 so that she can get the extra card. Once that has been set up, we go ahead and draw our starting hand. So normally it's 5, so Kitty gets 1 extra. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I go ahead and put them in a holder so that way I don't have to hold them all. And as you can see, the artwork on the bottom is not needed for gameplay. It's just the number on the top. So that Kitty would be easily able to tell us which one she wants to play, which we will get to here in a bit. I will go ahead and draw my starting 5. And then we are ready to get started. You can play 1 to 3 cards, 1 on each side and 1 in the discard. They all have to be the same number. So we go in the order on here. So Brooksby will go ahead and go first since he is the closest up. He will go ahead and play 2 5s. Because they are the same number, he doesn't have to specify. However, if he only wanted to play 1 5, he would go ahead and say he will play it on the yellow. With it being 2, he will go ahead and do that. And then we will go ahead and move. 5 plus 5 is 10, minus the break, which is 3. So he will go ahead and move 7. However, this is going to cause a problem. Because the speed limit is 4, he is going 7, which is really fast. He then has to take the difference in these cards, which is just going to clog up his hand. So he would have to take 3 of these because 7 minus 4 is 3. And these can never be played, never be discarded. So essentially his hand went from 5 to 2 on the first turn. So that is really dangerous. And then I would be next. So I would go ahead and play 2 4s. So my speed is 4 plus 4, 8, minus 3 is 5. So I get to move 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I don't have to worry about the speed limit just yet. Kitty, she will go ahead and tell you which numbers she is playing. Just agree on which one is 1. So if this is 1, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So she will just say that she will be playing her number 2 card. So we'll count 1, 2. And then she's actually going to say, I'm going to play that in my discard. So because she's playing it in her discard, this changes from a 3 to a 1. So her speed is 6 minus 1, so it's 5. So she gets to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we determine if your dogs are in perfect balance, you can go ahead and move an additional movement if you so desire. Because Brooksby is in first place, he can go ahead and move forward once. Because I am in second place, I could move forward twice, but bear in mind my speed limit is 5. So if I would do that, then I would go ahead and have to take one of these and add it to my hand. So I don't think I'm going to go ahead and move. And same thing with Kitty, because Kitty's speed is 5. So then we go ahead and move on to the next round. Everyone fills their hands back up to 5. Kitty was already at 5, so hers stays the same. I had played 2, so I will go ahead and grab. We do not keep track of Brixby's, as Brixby is just on the remote side with a copy. Brixby is still in first place. He needs to do some drifting, so he will go ahead and play a 3 card, and he will just play it on the red. So all we do is we just take the 5 and put it back in the supply. That way he is 5 and 3. So now he is 8 minus 3, so he can move 5, and he gets to drift 2 towards the yellow because the dog is pulling ahead a bit. So we'll go ahead and go move 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. He did not crash into the wall, although he almost did, so he does not have to take another dent. While he is really far ahead, he is really limited on what he can do. And then because Kitty is closer to the red edge, she is actually further in the lead. So we will go ahead and pull her cards back up, and she will decide that she wants to play her 2 twos. So she will go again and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she will play her 2 and her 5. And then she will decide that she wants to put the 2 on the red and then discard the 2. So her speed changes to 2. So now she has a pull of 1 in this direction, and her speed will be 5 minus 2, so her speed will be 3. So she'll go 1, 2, and then 3. She has to go over 1, which means I cannot go straight ahead unless I want to crash into her. So I will go ahead and play these 2. I'll go ahead and play a 2 on the red and then a 2 in the discard, making my 3 a 2. And now my speed is 6 minus 2, so it is 4. So when I cross over this speed limit, I'm going just fast enough, so I'm okay. So I could go 4, so I could go 1, 2, and then since my drift is 2, I will be go ahead and drifting 2. Go ahead and drift, and then drift again. Since none of us are in perfect alignment, we don't get the movement bonus. And then we'll return our hands to 5. And now, since we have cleared this area, I go ahead and pull those out, pull all of these down, and then bring in our finish line, which I still don't have enough room. So I will go ahead and overlap these a little bit until the end, when I can go ahead and pull them down more after we clear this corner. The game continues on until someone has passed the finish line. You finish out that round, and then whoever is furthest ahead on the track is the winner. If there is a tie, whoever is on the side closest to the checkered flag is then the winner. So that is how you play Snowtails remotely. As you can see, this is one that really works for remote play, as you can easily tell what's happening just based on what the numbers are on the 2 flags. One thing I do, if I am the only side with a copy, is I will rotate these sleds so that the yellow and the red flag do match the racetrack, so it is easier for the remote side without a copy to be able to see how they are moving throughout. Really enjoy it. I love just going through, deciding which cards I want to play. It's a little bit lucky based on your cards in your hand, but you can also see a little bit further in advance, so you might want to play one card this round knowing you are going to play another card next round. It gets really thinky, but it still just really flows, and there isn't much of an AP problem, at least not with people I've played with yet. And it's just a really fun time where you just go, you race, you try to get to the end, you hopefully don't go too fast around these curves. Hopefully you don't play a Brixby and get really limited early on, because once you would go ahead and grab that 5th dent card, you're out. Your sled has been absolutely destroyed, and there's just no coming back from you. This is also one that I have not had any issue with playing remotely with only one copy. As you can easily see the detail on the cards, the numbers are very clear, and on the top, which is very awesome for card holders. Makes it so that you don't have to worry about detail being lost through transition or having to pull them out so that they can see them and then push them back in. It makes it a very smooth play. Since they are big enough to be able to see throughout, you can easily see as the remote side how you're moving, what your break is, all of that necessary information. So this is definitely a 9 out of 10 for me. I thoroughly enjoy it. I highly recommend it. And I just really hope you and your game group have fun whether it be you playing in person or remotely due to living in different states. But until next time, have fun, be present, and be you. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. Also, please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends and family, anyone that might want to play remote gaming, or just like our personalities. We would love to have you.